Hey guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you all about this bad boy right here, the Stihl BR 800 C-E Magnum. Now, as of today, this is the largest, most powerful backpack blower that Stihl produces, so let's check it out. So since this is the largest, most powerful backpack blower that they make, let's start out and talk about price and specs. Starting out, this is going to top out at $649.99 list. Now, like I said, this is the largest, most powerful, so it is going to be right there at the top of that price scale. But I think once you hear the specs and see all the awesome features of this machine, you'll know that this is definitely worth it, especially if you're that customer, you know, that is that custom landscaper, you know, or custom lawn care, or maybe you just have a lot to take care of, a lot of places that you got to keep clean after that mowing. This will definitely be the unit for you. So starting with those specs, with the engine, you've got a plenty powerful engine. You're right at 79.9 cc's and 4.4 horsepower. Now also you're going to have plenty of fuel volume to go out and do those long jobs, as you do have 67 ounces of fuel capacity here. This is going to be somewhat of a heavy load as we top out just almost at 26 pounds, but I'll show you this nice harness that it's got on it to show that that load won't be a problem, as you're going to have plenty of support. So the other thing about this, guys, is, like we said, the power that comes behind it. You are going to have an average air velocity of 199 miles per hour and also putting out 912 CFMs of air volume. So guys, this really is that top of the line blower that's going to have all the capacity, all the speed, everything you're going to need to do those big jobs. So now let's talk a little bit about features, and we'll talk about a couple of the things that you can't see here just looking at the machine. And number one being is that these are built right here in the USA. So a good American made product here. I know that's big for a lot of people, so we like to make sure and point that out, that that is where these are built. Now also one thing that you can see right here that you wouldn't maybe notice if you were just looking at this machine, but you can see how much we can wiggle here. This does have an anti-vibration system, and if you can see right here between the backpack and the actual engine, there's actually 3 springs inside of here that are going to reduce that vibration when you're wearing this unit, to make sure to reduce that fatigue when you're wearing this machine all day. Now, the other nice thing about this, looking here at the engine, is it does have the easy to start system, meaning as that Stihl has a certain technology that they put on a lot of their equipment that make it a lot easier to start, so you're not having to make a full pull on that engine, you know, reducing that stress, reducing that fatigue from starting it. And also something that's a little different on this unit is we do have a side start. So one of the complaints about these blowers a lot of the time is that, you know, you're going along using them, maybe a customer comes up that you need to talk to, somebody while you're doing your job, you need to stop and talk to that person. You would be able to kill it here at the handle, but then you'd have to take the machine off, set it down on the ground, and restart this machine to get back going with your job. Now they have absolutely changed that, as you do have this side start feature. But the easy to start, as you can see, you go right there and it comes to a stop, and here's where you pull it out, and then you'd be able to pull forward, and it has those extra mechanisms in that starter to make it easy to start right there, you know, reducing having to pull all the way from back behind you multiple times to get this machine started. So another great feature there. Now, while we're looking here at the front, I'll go ahead and point out this harness. This is an awesome, super padded harness with not only the shoulder straps, but you've got this upper chest strap that you're going to be able to buckle in. Then you also have the waist strap here, the waist harness, that is adjustable. It's also padded. So you've got that 4-point harness. You know, you've got your point around your waist. You've also got the points here at your shoulder with multiple buckles to make sure that you're fully supported. Being as, like we said, guys, you're almost 26 pounds, so that's quite a load that's going to be there on your back. So a great feature there. The padding that goes all the way down the back, all the way around your backside, so you're padded all the way around that harness, which is a great feature there. Now, while we're looking here at the front, we'll talk a little bit about the handle here. You do have the multifunctional handle that has a kill switch. It also has a throttle lock, so you can get that up into whatever position, whatever speed you want to be at, and it will lock it in. or you can be right here in the run position and use the trigger like you would on most other blowers or whatever other units you have. Now, as you see, we've got a super flexible tube here, being able to give you that full range of motion. You've also got this adjustable handle, so you can move this up and down the tube by easily locking it down. Some other models, you've got to take a tool, actually loosen up that screw, move it, and then tighten it back down. This one you can do right on the fly. You can open this clamp, move it to the position that's comfortable for you, and clamp it right back down, and you're ready to go. Same thing here on your tube, guys. Quick, easy, adjustable. We're just going to unlock, and then we can actually pull that tube out to whatever size we need it at, and then simply just lock it back down here, and then you are ready to go there. So nice, easy, quick adjustments. You can do everything on the fly, making that job go quicker, making you more efficient where you're not wasting time on those different little objects there. So nice, easy adjustability there. Great features. Now, a couple of other little things here that you maybe wouldn't notice is, for one, it does have a hanging hook. Might be a little hard to see, but it's right here back behind this handle. It goes right through the whole backpack portion. Big, heavy duty, goes through both pieces of plastic, so you can hang that up on the hook or wherever you have to store it at the end of the day. You have that nice storage hook there. And then also, we've got this little hook right here. This is going to be for our tube. So whenever we get ready, and maybe we're storing this, putting it in a cabinet, whatever we're doing, we can actually flip this back. It has another hook here on the tube. We can put right down into that slot, hook it in, and then that just reduces that size to where you can maybe put it on a shelf or wherever you're going to need to put it. So lots and lots of great features on this, guys. Things that, to reduce fatigue, make you more efficient on those jobs. I would say this is just a very, very well thought out product. So from here, guys, let's go over a few of the key maintenance points on this machine. So just like any other gas powered unit that you may have around your house, you are going to have some service points on these machines that you're going to need to check from time to time to keep the life of these engines and the life of these machines up to par. So first one is going to be right here on the top. As you notice, we do have this star headed screw here. So you are going to get this tool with your machine that has that star tip, and it also doubles as a spark plug wrench. So right here on top, we're just going to loosen this off. This is going to be the housing in which our spark plug sits, and as you can tell, it's well contained. It's got a good cover on it that does close up nice. So right here on top is where our spark plug is going to be. You can see the cap right here. You would simply just pull this cap off and then put your tool down on it so you can change out that spark plug. And then to reinstall, you're just going to simply slide this back on and go ahead and tighten back down that screw to make sure that stays nice and contained there. Now, that is one of the nice things about this machine is everything is nice and tucked away. The design's nice and sleek, so everything is contained to where it is well taken care of. So also, guys, right here on the front, as you notice, we do have this primer bulb here. Now, from time to time, over time, these will get worn and cracked, so you may have to change this, but it is right here nice on the front. Just remove this cover to be able to change that. Now, above here, one thing we need to keep in mind is we do have our choke switch here, and we also have our carburetor adjustments. So you've got that high, low, and idle adjustment with these holes here. From time to time, that carburetor will start running rough. There is instructions in your operator manual on how to adjust this, so just know that those are there. Now, down here on the choke switch, we do have that half choke and full choke, and then of course our run position. So when you're starting this machine for the first time, or maybe it's been sitting a while and we need to get it out and get it started, proper procedure is going to be to put this thing all the way up in full choke, go ahead and prime it up 5 or 6 times, pull that cord until you hear it start to fire and die. Then we're going to click it back down here into half choke, pull it till it starts, and then once it starts up, we can actually pull the trigger on our handle and it will kick it into that run mode. Now, we talked about the side start feature over here, and that is going to be used once we've got this machine running, we've got it hot, we're on those jobs where maybe we're having to stop and start. Once you've got it started for the first time and got it hot, you should be able to use this side start here to get that machine started. So it is going to be a nice feature. You're not going to have to pull it off and choke it every time, and that is what this is designed for. So also, guys, while we're over here on this side, this is where 2 more of our service points are going to be. One being right here on the side, We've got 2 of those star-headed screws we're going to have to loosen up. One down here at the bottom. They are sort of long-winded, so just make sure you give them plenty of turns, get them loosened off. And then one up here on the top. And this is actually going to be our air filter housing. So once again, guys, nice sleek design tucked away over here on the side where it's nice and contained. And as you can see here, the filter actually is going to sit in this housing just like this. If we need to replace it, just simply pop it out. You can see our air breather holes there. So take that old filter out, pop that new one in, and you're good to go there on replacing that filter. Now, one interesting thing on these that might get overlooked is you do actually have a summer and winter switch here. This is just going to allow for either more or less airflow. So right there, moving to the right, we have that snowflake symbol. That's going to be our winter mode, or moving it back here over to the left, which is where it's going to be most of the time, is in that summer mode. So just know that that's there. If you're operating in temperatures, you know, under 60 degrees, it'd be a good idea to flip this over here to the winter mode. Or if you're operating, you know, above 60 degrees, keep it there in that summer mode just to make sure that we're not overheating the engine. So we'll go ahead and throw this back on there, and then I will point out where our fuel filter is. Now, it is going to be down in the tank. It's not the easiest spot to get to, but it is something that we need to keep mind of, as from time to time, even if we're using, you know, good fuel, those filters do get clogged up. So we do need to know how to get to them and to be able to change them out. So our fuel filter is down in the tank. It's actually a pre-filter that sits in the fuel that is going to be a pickup filter. So it is on the end of our pickup hose down in the tank, way back there in the back of that. So what you're gonna need to change that is some sort of hook, you know, maybe get that hanger, cut it off, be able to pull that hose out as it is flexible, pull that out and simply remove your old pickup and put your new one on. But guys, that is something that we need to check, especially if we're having running issues. You know, maybe the machine's running rough, it's sounding like it's not getting fuel. That's one thing that we definitely need to check, is that pickup filter there. So one last service point that we need to keep in mind is going to be here at the muffler. Now, this is something that often gets overlooked unless you're just very familiar with these small engine units, is that these mufflers oftentimes are spark arrested, meaning that they do have a screen, which normally you can see here from the side, but on this one you can't, because it does have this exhaust director here. So it has a screen back inside this exhaust director here. So to get to that, we have these 2 notches here that are cut into the side of this housing, where you could actually go in with a tool to remove that director and actually remove that whole piece off of your muffler. And there is a screen in there that we need to check from time to time if we're having those running issues, and maybe it need to be cleaned with a wire brush, you know, or some solvent, something to get that gunk off of there, as whenever this machine is running, it's putting off exhaust and tiny particles. So just keep in mind, if you're having running issues, that this is something you may need to check. And also remember, guys, this is part of the muffler, so if you're going to be doing that, make sure your machine's nice and cool before you start messing with anything here at the muffler. All right, so now that we've seen all the features, the service points, and the specs of this machine, I guess the next thing would be here is I'm going to go ahead and start this thing up so you guys can hear how it runs and see exactly how we get it started. So I'm going to go ahead and start by putting just a little bit of our Stihl Moto Mix fuel here. Now keep in mind, this unit does use the pre-mix fuel, you know, or a mixture of 50-to-1 fuel to oil mix. So we are going to start with that by dumping a little bit in here. All right. And next thing would be, like I said, guys, go ahead and prime this thing up. You know, get that fuel flowing to that carburetor. So right up here, go ahead and prime that 5 or 6 times till you get plenty of fuel up in that bubble, just like that. And then we'll go ahead and flip up here into that choke mode. Now see, once I pulled the trigger there, it did flip it back down into run. So pull it up there into that full choke. And there we go. So we have fired and died there. So now we'll move it right here into half choke. All right, guys, so right there you saw it start up, and as you saw, I killed it right over here at the switch just by pushing down. So now that we've got this engine hot, let's go ahead and test that out, see if we can get it started here by that side start without choking it. Right there, first pull. Pretty awesome to me, guys. Like I said, that side start's just going to be great, you know, for when you're wearing that machine, you're going along, maybe you've cleared that parking lot, you're going along a long stretch of sidewalk, somebody happens to stop you, you know, ask where you got this thing, how much it was, or ask maybe if you could do their yard next or go use it. You know, you can stop and talk to them and then go right back to what you're doing by using that side start. So real quick here, guys, just wanted to give you a visual of what it looks like on, and also give you a short demo of actually using the side start and blowing out a little bit of this barn. But real quick before I do that, one thing I would say is I was talking a lot about this harness system and the strap system, and I would say, guys, it is very comfortable. You know, I'm a bigger guy, but I would definitely say that I could wear this for hours. Just, you know, the straps aren't cutting into me. It is heavy, but you know, it's comfortable enough that I definitely could wear it. So right here, guys, we'll go ahead and use this side start. So whenever you're doing this, you're going to pull it out a little ways here and then give it a full pull. And right there, you saw that easy start kick in. Then we can just start here. Great feature there. Overall, guys, great machine. Very powerful. Like I said, the top of the line, most heavy duty blower that Stihl makes as of today. You've got plenty of power with those 79.9 cc's. You got that 912 CFM of air volume, the heavy duty harness, all those great features that are just going to make this a unit that you definitely want in your fleet. So guys, I hope after watching this, you've seen everything you need to know about the BR800C-E. I hope I've answered all your questions. If I haven't, though, and you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave those in the comments section below so I can check those out and get back to you. And also, guys, if this video helped you out and if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and give us a subscribe, as that helps us out as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Too weekend to be upset at you. He's so upset at you. All right. All right, I'll send you a picture of the hour meter here in a minute.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Let's go, man.
All right.
Cool waste of my time.
I know, dude.